Hello and welcome everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone here for taking 20 minutes of your time today to join this webinar. And today, this webinar is all about the recent changes to the CPF. I believe it's a concern for everyone here because in Singapore, everyone has CPF accounts. It's the first multi-purpose account created by the government for us, serving purposes such as like for savings, medical expenses, and also for our retirement. So when the government makes any amendments or changes, people will start wonder whether this will benefit us or whether this has affects our interests. So before we get started, let's wait for another 2 minutes for the other guests who are joining us today. In the meantime, if anyone has any specific questions regarding to their CPF, feel free to drop them in the chat box and I will get back to you after this webinar. Okay, thank you for waiting. So let's get started. I believe everyone is here to understand more about the recent CPF changes and their implication. And as a bonus for this webinar, everyone here will receive a personalized CPF report which can show you the projections for your retirement account at the age of 55, including information like how much you need to set aside and how much you can withdraw at the age of 55. Also, the projections for the CPF Life. I believe everyone here would like to know how much is the monthly income we can receive from the 65 onwards, right? So in this way, everyone here can get a clearer picture on how CPF has helped us to plan for our retirement. I'm Katie here, and my aims for today's webinar is to spread awareness about the new CPF changes and provide you with more clarity so that you can take control and achieve financial success, whether you are planning for your retirement, a consistent monthly income for necessary expenses during the retirement years, or considering legacy planning to leave something for your loved ones. Okay, I want to start by briefly sharing the different CPF accounts we have. So the first one is our ordinary account, which earns 2.5% interest every year. It's typically used for our housing down payments, ours or our children's education. It can be used for investment as well, and certain insurance schemes such as dependent protection schemes or the home protection schemes. The second account is our special account, which earns 4% interest every year. And this account is mainly for our retirement. You can use the money in this account to do investment to potentially achieve higher returns, depends on your risk appetite. And the third one is our MediSave account. So the money in this account can be used to pay for our medical expenses. Do note that the money in this account cannot be spent all at once. So it also can be used to pay for medical insurance such as MediShield Life and its enhancement plan from private insurers known as integrated shield plans. On top of that, the money also can be used to pay for the disability insurance like ElderShield or the CareShield Life, so which provides payout in the event of disability. I understand that like just now I mentioned quite a few schemes and plans. It can be quite confusing. So do check with your financial planner to understand what you have and what you might need as well. So what will happen at 55? On our birthday, CPF gives us a birthday present by creating another account for us, which is the retirement account. As the name suggests, this account is specifically used for our retirement purpose. And how this account is created? So first, the money from our special account will be transferred into the retirement account to meet the required retirement sum. And if there is a shortfall, money from our ordinary account will be used. And after hitting the required retirement sum, the excess money in our ordinary account can be withdrawn freely, just like a bank account. How much is required? By default, everyone needs to meet the full retirement sum. And according to the retirement sum scheme, this amount will increase every single year. As for 2024, this year, if you are turning 55, the full retirement sum amount you need to set aside is $205,800. So what if you cannot meet the full retirement sum, or even the lower tier basic retirement sum? Pledging property can be one of the options to help you to reach your retirement sum. But due to the time constraint today, I will not go into detail on this as we will focus on the CPF changes later on. So, at 65, the money from our retirement account will be used as a premium to buy an annuity called CPF Life, so which can provide us with monthly payouts for a lifetime. So usually before 6 months before your 65th birthday, you will receive a very important letter from the CPF board. So they ask you to make a decision on which life plan you would like to choose. There are 3 CPF life plans you can choose from. They are the escalating plans, the standard plan, and the basic plan. So each of them serve different purposes. So if you are worried about the rising cost of living, you can consider the escalating plan. So this plan, the monthly payout will start lower first and will grow 2% every year. The second plan is standard plan. So as the name suggests, it's the standard amount for monthly payout for lifetime. And the last one is the basic plan. So this is a legacy plan. So because how this works is 80% to 90% of your retirement account savings will be used first to provide payout for you until the age of 90. And at the age of 90, the remaining 10 to 20% of the savings will be used as CPF life premium. So you can receive lifetime monthly payouts from there on. So why is that so? Because CPF Life is a pooling annuity. In the event of passing, only the CPF Life unused premium, which is the premium balance, will be refunded to your loved ones. So a very important note here is that the CPF Life interest does not belong to you. Now, let's move on to the main focus of this webinar, which is the important changes to the CPF. So here are the 3 main changes. The first one is the increase in CPF contribution rates and wages ceiling. And the second one is the closure of special account. And the third one would be the enhancement retirement sum has been increased as well. And we will go into the details of each one later. I want to give a brief background on why the government has been making these changes. It's actually because Singapore has been facing a lot of challenges for the people to retire here. Have you noticed that now we tend to live longer? With the modern lifestyle and the medical advancement, actually now the average life expectancy has increased to 83 years old. So have you prepared to live this long? Then the second challenge would be Singapore is facing an aging population. And based on statistics, in this year, 1 out of 5 people is 65 and above. And by 2030, a quarter of the population will be 65 and above. And just imagine when we take MRT, there are 8 priority seats in the cabin now, right? But by 2040, when 1/3 of the population is elderly, will there be enough seats? And the last challenge would be Singapore as a developed country, the standard of living here is way higher compared to other countries. That's the reason why changes need to be made to ensure that our retirement system can support us adequately when we're getting old. So the first change is increase of the CPF salary ceiling. To help the middle income people save more for their retirement, the CPF monthly salary ceiling is raised from 6,000 to 8,000 by 2026. So actually this process is already started last year with an increase to 6,300, and this year the monthly ceiling is 6,800, and next year would be 7,400, and by 2026 it will be 8,000. So does it affect you? So if you are earning more than 6,000 and above, you will see a drop in your take-home pay. So the next one would be the increase in CPF contribution rates for senior workers, for those who are 55 to 70. So this will allow those aged between 55 to 60 to have the same contribution rates as younger workers by 2030. So if you hit your FRS at the age of 55, you should be happy because there will be more money in your CPF OA accounts. And if you haven't hit your FRS, you can still be happy because you can look forward there will be higher CPF life payout from 65 onward as well. So the next one would be closure of special account at the age of 55. So from next year onwards, the special account will be closed when we reach 55. So remember just now I shared about how the retirement account is formed? The money from our special account will be transferred to the retirement account first to hit the full retirement sum. So does it affect you? If the balance in your SA account can solely hit the full retirement sum, then yes, it affects you. And you might need to consider how to maximize for the excess money on the following actions. The first is you can consider to allocate some funds in your ordinary account for liquidity purposes, or you can do some investment in safer instruments, or you can transfer your money to the retirement account to hit the enhanced retirement sum so you can get higher CPF life payout. You also can consider to invest in a retirement income plan and also other instruments with higher potential returns. So the last change is increase of enhanced retirement sum. From next year onwards, the enhanced retirement sum ERS will be increased from 3 times of the basic retirement sum BRS to 4 times. And you can see from the table, the ERS next year will be 426,000, 4 times of the BRS, instead of this year 319,500, which is 3 times of the BRS. So, should you top up to enhance retirement sum? So, the pros is you can earn 4% interest, which you also can get higher payout from the CPF Life as well. And the cons is this is an irreversible decision. So you cannot change your mind if you spot a better opportunity in the future, and if you decide to make any withdrawal, there are a lot of conditions to be fulfilled. So with 400,000 in your retirement account, you can receive over 3,000 every month until you are not around. Does it sound good to you? But don't forget to take inflation into account. So you see here, is the amount enough for your retirement income? To achieve your retirement goals, are there any other options besides from CPF Life? So yes, actually there are a lot of options available in the market that can fit into your planning preferences, such as to enjoy more flexibility or even receive monthly payouts before 65. And when you are considering legacy planning, there are also options where the interest earned can belong to you. It guaranteed that your savings will be passed down to your loved ones when you are not around. So feel free to reach out to inquire more about these options. Thanks everyone for joining us today. We have come to the end of our webinar. And as mentioned, those who sign up for today's webinar will have the opportunity to receive their personalized CPF report, which include the information like the amount you need to set aside for your retirement sum and also CPF Life payout projections. I also understand that financial information can be sensitive, so I will reach out to you personally to get the information needed to generate the report for you. And I hope you all had a beneficial session today. So see you next time.